plant besties, welcome back to another Plant video, or hi if you're new. My name is David and today we're gonna go plant shopping at the Home Depot. Proven Winners has been selling an amazing selection of houseplants, and that's what they sell their plants at the Home Depot. Not really at Lowe's, I think it's only exclusively at the Home Depot. The big box stores, I found some goodies as well as some of the well, they're not still new, but people are still searching for them. Of the Trillion Tropicals collection from Costa Farms, I found some goodies in there as well, and I'm super excited to go ahead and share that with you. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and see what kind of plants they had, which they have some really good stuff. And I did end up getting a plant, but it's not what I usually get. So I'll show you guys at the end what plant I ended up getting and why. So yeah, let's just get straight into the plant shop. Okay, so they have a good selection of some goodies, which I'm gonna go ahead and show you. This was really nice to see. I don't know why, but I love Proven Winners plants. There's just something about it that I like. They're just, I don't know, they look so much better, and they're taller and healthier, and for $5.98. Like, this pepperonia is so beautiful. Obsessed. Just look at that. They're so pretty. They got some, so they're calling it cute as a button, but I'm pretty sure this is a lemon button fern. They like to change the names. They got the syngoniums. They're calling it champagne rain syngonium, but I'm pretty sure it's a I was gonna call it strawberry. It's not a pink syngonium. Confetti. Usually you go based off the bottom part right there that you see. Yes. They're really pretty, and they're all really lush and full. See, that one over there is the neon. It's not splashy at all. It's just like full-on pink. I think you can barely see it, but they got and they're calling it Cupid's Quiver syngonium. And then they have some really cute Hoyas. Mine got really massive. Out of my entire Hoyas, like all the Hoyas that I have, this one grows really crazy. And you can see the little fingers right there. Look at the little baby coming in. It grows pretty fast, and it's pretty easy to look after too, which I love. So I love this Hoya. If you're looking for a Hoya, get this one. This is pretty. And it gets more splashy the more like you give it. So that's really fun. This one's really pretty too. They're calling it Hoya teacup, but I like the leaves. It looks like watermelon to me for some reason. Very beautiful, and they look super healthy. You can see all the new leaves coming in. It's a pretty nice tray or trays. These Fritonias are really beautiful too. Ooh, here's some oregano. Cute little Sansevieria or mother's-in-law tongue. And they have these little H2O bowls, which are pretty cool. You can see the roots. Let me see if I can get a bowl and show it to you. Look at that. Those crazy roots popping up. And then this one, I hope it's good. I'm gonna drop it. Here's a golden pothos. This is pretty crazy. Yeah. Always has a craziest root system. I love a good golden pothos. They got these massive Dracaenas on these massive H2O bowls. It's glass. Look at that. That's pretty cool. It seems like they're thriving, so I'll just let it do its thing. Oh, this is my favorite Dracaena. I love the stripes and the coloring of it. Like, the contrast is so pretty. Okay, let me go to the other side. Well, on the top is more Dracaenas, and then they have these little terrariums. Some plants don't look so good, but this one looks pretty good. It has a Feutonia. I think that's fake. I'm not quite sure. That's real sphagnum moss or if it's fake. And then it seems like it's a heart leaf fern. Pretty sure it's a heart leaf fern, which they require a lot of humidity, so it's a pretty smart idea to put it in a terrarium. That's great. Okay. So I only saw one. These are always so picked out. This is a really pretty begonia. I'm super curious how it grows, but I like it. Here's the black mamba. Begonia, mine's massive. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's huge. This one grows pretty crazy too. I see some feeling flirty tradescantii. Or I think it's an new tradescantii. Yeah, so it's a tiny version one. Look at this green peperonia. And then here is the neon syngoniums. Very pretty. I always thought this was called pink syngonium because it's literally pink, but and they're gonna name it something else, of course. Pretty cool. Those are pretty Johnsinas too. Ooh. This little trio. Oh, it has 4 plants. I see a variegated Hoya DS70. An asparagus fern, a Fritonia that looks pretty thirsty. And a Scindapsus for 20 bucks on a cash pot. And I'm pretty sure there's some better ones in there. This is like not really houseplants, but these are really, really pretty. I'm gonna show you guys from the Costa Farms as well, the Trading Tropicals collection. But first I want to show you this. They got these massive burrows. I'm not quite sure what it is, but they look like little spiders. It's pretty cool. $25. These are so lush. I think they're called euphorias. I like these a lot. Euphoria Trigona Royal Red. Very beautiful. And then there's this green. Look how full it is. Trigona. Sounds like a bad word in Spanish. And then these are kind of cute too. They look like the crown of thorns, but I don't think so. Madagascar palm. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. I think in the springtime I'm probably gonna have to buy one and put it outside. Just look at that. They actually do look like little palms. Those are cute too, the little fuzzy cactuses. So I love this succulent collection. In the springtime I would love to have like a tiny little section in the backyard on a shelf and just have some succulents. They're so beautiful, and I like when they stress out. Not that many crazy stuff, but like stuff like this, you know. And the cool part is, if you want to grow your collection with succulents, you can propagate them by leaves. It's really important that it has a piece of the stem. That's one of the things that I've read and heard. But there's so many fun varieties, and they have the most beautiful colors whenever they stress out. Like even when it's like wintertime, not freezing temperatures, but when it's super duper cold, they also stress out. And they have the most beautiful coloring. They got a lot of burritos tail. It's one of my favorites. Really fun. Let's see. Donkey tail. I see some variegated elephant bush. Oh, look at that. It has an actual specific name. It's really beautiful. Sometimes they go all like that, which is really nice. They got some cactuses, some aloe veras. They got some string of pearls, and yes, this is a string of pearls. The balls are more rounder. $13. And this is the raindrops one. The way that I know it's a raindrop as well, because the spheres, the little balls, they're longer. Let me see. You can see like how it tips out, and the pearls are just more rounder and fuller looking. So that's pretty cool. A lot of aloes. Okay, let's go look at the Trading Tropicals section. They have a lot of the Burley Morks Flame, which is pretty nice. Little illustrations. I don't really understand the big fuss about this. I think the biggest thing about this, like with the hype, it was the fact that it was really expensive. And then when it started to pick up momentum, I think people really, they were being tissue cultured, and people just went crazier even more. Like it builds up the hype. But I mean, they're super cool when they're like fully mature and they have those deep fenestrations. But it kind of looks like the alocasia tiny dancer. I mean, it's cool, but it's just a lot of stem. But that's the good thing about plants, right? Everybody has their own likes and what they like on a plant. And I guess it's just me being a little bit bitter and salty on the fact that mine didn't want to fenestrate, even though I gave it a moss pole. And supposedly I've read that, and people were telling me too, they require not just support, but they need a lot of light. to make those really cool fenestrations. Because when they're mature, they look really, really nice. These are 20 bucks, by the way. They got a lot of golden crocodiles too, which is pretty cool. I see some Shangri-La photos. I've never really seen them this full. And then kind of looks variegated too. They got some aglaonemas, which are really, really beautiful. They're just so poppy, like a massive splash of color. The apple epiperium was pretty fun. Trubii scindapsus, and then what are you called? I always forget. Silver lady scindapsus. Yeah, the Trubii look a lot more better than anything like this one. It's very full. Pretty cool. These aglaonemas are so splashy. Well, I can't believe I skipped this section. So these are still $10, by the way. These ficus are so beautiful. I'm so happy with mine. I love the color. Also, these featherleaf calatheas on these planters are $10. And then I got the bigger versions. I haven't seen this one for a very long time. Excuse me. They look like little umbrellas, like lily pads, you know? They're so cool. I don't know why, but I like it a lot. I do, I really do. Okay, and then I think this is just the usual Sansevierias, palms. They got some monsteras. See if we can find any sports or any. Wow, look at this. That's so cool. Very tropical. We love. Yeah, that's nothing too crazy. Damn, I was getting a lot of like, look at this leaf. These fiddles are really nice too for $27. That's a really good price. They're very massive size. I see some Joncinas. These aglaonemas are so pretty. I still got mine. It's doing okay. But this is beautiful and it's only $16. Let me take out the water. Look at how beautiful it is. It just glows like this one too. But I think that's basically it. Other than these different Bacchias as well, which are really, really nice for $20. It's not a bad price. I wish it was the crocodile one. That's really cool too, but these are pretty. I like the leaves, they're awesome. The plants are really healthy as well. We got the crotons. They got some ravens for $27, which is a pretty good deal how massive they are. As you can see, they come out these beautiful green. This is such like a Halloween plant for sure. Like it looks like it's getting poisoned, and then it just goes to this completely beautiful black color. Very dark foliage. And then they have these insane calatheas. I love the maroon. It's like a purple color on the back of the leaves. Look at that. It also has a really, really pretty velvet kind of vibe. It doesn't pick up in the camera, but it's such a Halloween plant. I mean, the color is green and purple. It's like, you know. But yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. Alrighty, so this is what I got. It's called a canna lily, and it is a outdoor plant. It's not really an indoor plant. I mean, you can try to have it indoors, but it needs an insane amount of light, and it likes to be warm and consistently moist. So if you have like a south-facing window and it's pretty warm in there, you can probably have a canna, but these do so much better outside. It's kind of a tropical plant, and the reason why I got it is because one, the flowers are red, and hummingbirds love red flowers, and I want to attract hummingbirds. I know we're in fall, but these are extremely hardy. There's a chance I'm probably gonna put it in the ground because we're not gonna get our first frost until like 2 months or 2.5 months. It takes a hot minute for us to get cold. My cousin and I were like in a little debate. I believe it gets cold, usually like not cold, but like freezing temperatures, like 32 or below. That's when plants start to die, like getting severe damage. So we usually get below 32 around New Year's, not really at Thanksgiving. It gets kind of chilly, but it's not really freezing temperatures. Here in San Antonio, Texas, it's usually by the end of December. So that's enough time for this girly to go ahead and get established on the ground, and I will of course cover it up. I really, really do love canna lilies. They're extremely hardy. They're not invasive. They do grow their rhizomes, but just put like a cardboard on top, which I'll probably do. You can pull them out as much as you can because you can divide them like that, and it's an amazing plant to give to friends and family. Really, really beautiful and tropical as well. Yeah, these are perennials. Basically what that means, they come back every single year, and annuals are plants that put up a beautiful big show and then they die. Usually you can get them or propagate them, usually by cuttings, or sometimes it goes based off seeds, or some are actually designed that they cannot produce seeds. Like there are some plants, and a lot of them come from proven winners, but that's the other section. For example, this canna, as I was looking at it, there were some dried up flowers. Cannas do produce seeds. They're really, really like tiny little balls, and they're super duper hard. Usually you have to crack them by putting them in boiling water, or scaling them with a nail finder or something like that. But they do produce seeds, but some varieties, they were designed not to produce seeds. So the person that made the plant, they have more control over it. That's an actual thing. But yeah, this is one of those. The only way I can give a plant to my mom or my grandma is by division, because they put out little pups. But this is what I ended up getting. It was $10.98, and I'm seeing different colors, but it was surrounded by the same variety with the other ones nearby, and they were all red flowers. I don't want like something's in the air, but yeah, it's a really, really pretty plant. I could leave it in the planter and put it in the garage when we get freezing temperatures, but I'm pretty sure I can put it in the ground. And then when they say we're entering really, really cold temps, like freezing temperatures, I would cover it up with a with something. I would mulch it as well. The top dies, but what's important is the rhizomes, like the bulbs. I don't think it's bulbs. I think they're called rhizomes. The roots, that's what's really, really important. But yeah, this is what I got. I wasn't really planning to buy any plants. The houseplants were really, really pretty. I didn't want the begonia. I think that was really gorgeous, but I have enough plants right now. But what I want to have more is a little bit of outside, and I'm really excited for this. Also, this is amazing with clay soil. There's clay soil in the backyard. It has its own little problems, but this one's a pretty hardy plant, and it's a beast in clay. So that's really, really awesome. But yeah, that's what I ended up getting. It wasn't really a house plant. You can try to keep it as a house plant, but it's more like an outside. So I'm saying that because people usually keep trees inside, like they grow them year round. There are some miniature trees, like lemon trees or like peaches, that they don't get like super tall. They get up to like 4 feet possibly. There's different varieties, and yeah, they leave them in a planter all year round, and they actually produce fruit. I'm pretty sure some of you guys have one of those, but that's really, really cool, and I do want to get one. Considering the fact that I'm not going to put it in the ground, it's not going to grow like 10, 15, 20 feet within years. It's just going to stay in the small planter and do its own little thing. So that's down the line. We will see where I can find those. I don't think they sell them in the Home Depot. I think you have to go to a nursery for that, but I'm really excited to grow some girlies in the backyard and as well as the inside. The vegetables are doing great. The Swiss chard was having issues a little bit because I ended up separating them, because I read online you can separate them when they're babies, and the Swiss chard has different colors. It has orange, red, white, and yellow, and they had a 6-pack, and there were cells, right? And some of them had like 2. So I separated them because you can do it when they're still tiny, like 3 to 4 inches. They got really sad. Also, considering the fact that it's clay soil, I did add some potting organic garden soil to supplement and help it. But then as well, the sun was beating onto it. They're already hardened off. They can tolerate the UV rays, the intense sunlight, and hardening it off basically means it's like, you can see like the plant produces some. For example, monsteras actually can tolerate some amount of direct sunlight. That's where they climb and they develop fenestration so they can go up to the trees and the light sprinkles down while the leaves are still retaining sunlight. Now, you cannot get a monstera at the Lowe's or the Home Depot in the houseplant section and put it outside. Even if it's like for 2-3 hours of sunlight or scattered sunlight, it would bleach, it would burn, because it was grown in a nursery. It was babied, it was not toughened up. So you have to harden them off, which is a process that you do with the plant, and it applies to literally every single plant, from vegetables, from growing on seedlings, to buying a ficus. Ficuses are literally trees. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. Ficuses are literally trees. Also this one too. I guess I can give you guys an update. And this got stuck on the Google speaker. Okay. So ficus, these are literally trees. This is the Dracaena, but they can also tolerate my Ficus shiverana. They can tolerate direct sunlight. Ignore the fungus not trap, it's messed up. But they can tolerate direct sunlight. They literally in their natural habitat in Florida, I'm pretty sure they're like all over the place. Fiddle leaves are like taking the full on heat. But they were hardened off. They developed their own little sunscreen. They toughened up. But yeah, so saying that because you can have a canna, but it's just better outside. So that's on that. I hope you guys enjoyed today's new planty video, and that was my little planty that I ended up getting. I hope you have an amazing day, and thank you so much for watching. Sending positive vibes to each and every single one of y'all, and I will see you in the next one.